We're here for the month of November 2015 for a conversation with Chief Charlie Beck regarding the Chief's message for the month of November. Sir?
Jack, how are you?
Sir, the month of November is the month that the department honors those that not only serve in our uniform, but the military uniform as well.
Our veterans, and nothing can be more important because, that's really being twice a public servant, one and protecting, our way of life, protecting America. And I'm very, very proud of the men and women of the Los Angeles Police Department that spend their time in the armed services, and we have so many. At any given time, we'll have between 6 and a dozen folks deployed, and they're away from their families. They're in harm's way. They are not enjoying the benefits and freedoms of the United States like we are in many cases, and they have really, really shown that they're special folks.
Then on November 10th, down at Deaton Hall, we're going to have a Marine birthday celebration and a military commemoration.
We are, and we do every year. The birthday of the Corps is very important in the LAPD. So many members of the LAPD are Marines, and they have a tremendous amount of pride in both organizations, and this is one way to reflect that.
That once again, this is a great opportunity for the department not only to recognize people, but I think it's a good positive day for us.
It is a good way to recognize our values and recognize the values of other great institutions. We talk about both of those.
And of course, employees are encouraged to attend to that.
Absolutely.
So in November, and this has been ongoing, we're doing a lot of department-wide training, and some of it is use of force training.
Jack, as everybody's well aware, preservation of life training is something that I have taken very seriously, and our entire patrol force has been through at least the first phase of it as of now, and I think it's really important. We are going through a time when all of law enforcement, not just the LAPD, nationally, all of law enforcement is seeing significant scrutiny and going through significant change. And it's time to remember those values, remember the reasons that we became police officers, remember how it is that we want to do our job, how we want to keep ourselves safe, and how we want to keep the community safe. And if there's ways that we can adjust the way that we train to make us safer and to make the people we interact with safer, then we're going to do it. And so we'll have not only the ending of our first phase, which is kind of the philosophy of preservation of life, the philosophy of public trust and all of those things, but the second phase, which will be more the application. And the application is that's going to be the real training that I think members of the department are going to embrace, because you're not only going to talk about all these things that are so important in law enforcement, but you get to perform through them.
I think a lot of the officers are looking forward to, and you've been there, putting their hands on some of the equipment that we're going to actually use for less lethal. Well,
you not only get to use some of the less lethal equipment, but we also have some great training equipment that makes these things much more realistic. The goal is that as you work through these scenarios, that your actions change the outcome of the scenario, just like they do in real life. One of the problems with some of the video systems that we use is the outcome is predetermined, but in these scenarios, the outcome won't be predetermined. It'll be based on what you do, and if you use the right skill sets, then you will achieve the kind of results that we all want.
What is driving this training? I mean, I know that it's reflective on what's happening maybe nationally, but are we on the forefront of this as a department? I don't see other departments actually doing this. I think maybe in New York there's some, but we must be the leading force on this type of training.
Well, I want us to be leaders. I think that is part of the obligation of being Los Angeles police officers. The entire nation looks to what all of you do, not just me. They look to all of us for the ways to do this job in the best way possible. And so it's our obligation as a department. We have been through many things that other organizations have not. And those things have created a learning environment here that makes us very, very ready to learn and to progress. And we're going to do that.
So do we have a timeline for the training for this actual use of force training?
We do, and I hope that in the last 2 months of this year we'll get most of our force through it.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Jack. Please take care of each other. You know, one of our obligations is not only to the people of Los Angeles, but it is to each other. So do your best. Remind each other to wear your seatbelts. Do the right thing.
Okay, we're recording, Chief. Yeah.
No, stop there. Start over.
No, come on.
Not doing it right.
Okay, boss, you know what, a lot of the people in the crew here, they want to know what's the story behind the Dodgers uniform.
Well, as many Angelinos, I'm a big Dodger fan,
Yeah.
and so I have my Dodger jersey here. It's got my name on the back and then number 56, and the reason it's number 56 is because I am the 56th Chief of Police for the City of Los Angeles.
Oh, well, there you go. There's our answer to that, isn't it? Okay, very good.
There we go. Now,
Can you juggle it?
Can you do it one more time, sir?
yes. Beautiful.